Koh San Road is one of the most famous areas in Bangkok, maybe even all of Thailand, but apparently that may have all changed.
In our last vlog, we took the scenic route to get there, a few hours of exploring Bangkok featuring multiple sky trains, dirty river water, ferries and loads of walking. That was an experience in itself, so we ended up splitting that vlog into its own video. Koh San Road was famous for its bars, street vendors, fake goods, tattoo shops and so much more. But in August 2018 there were restrictions put on the vendors and people were pretty pissed off. What used to be a backpacker's haven was apparently coming to an end. We've heard the 24-hour party vibe has been replaced with sleepy streets until 6 PM.
Who knows if that's true or not, but we were keen to see the difference between day and night and find out if there's still a vibe there worth checking out. This Thailand video series is sponsored by Wandergo, an app for travellers and digital nomads.
Sharing the best destinations, useful tips, average living costs, co-working spaces and more. Check it out. I think we have to walk down there. If these gents know what's up, I think we're going that way. Down there. So we're just walking through some back streets, I think, which is going to sort of zigzag us onto Koh San, but already you can see all the knickknacks starting up. The restaurants, orange juices, coconuts, someone getting their calves rubbed. That's when you know you've made it. We're walking on a street that runs parallel with Khao San Road, which is where we are now. We've found it.
We found it, yeah. It took a little while, but we got there in the end.
So it's, how would you explain it? Put you on the spot.
It's like a market, like walking street. It's similar to like the markets we were in Malaysia, in KL.
Yeah.
And also, it's kind of like a more raw version of the Sunday night markets in Chiang Mai.
Yeah, I'd say it is. So I've actually been here before, but it was years ago, and I can remember where you were walking through a gauntlet, and it's not like that anymore. Maybe that will change once that 6 o'clock time
I'm sure it will.
Rolls around.
Once that sun sets, I'm
yeah,
out of here.
Exactly. I quite like. It's a casual feel though. There's loads of vendors and stuff, but there's not too much hustle, which is very nice. Because my recollection was walking through the streets and there are just people, sir, please come, and just, I don't know.
That gets pretty intense after a while.
That's probably why they tried to. I think the words that I kept seeing online was sterilize.
Like sterilize the street.
Sterilize the street. Yeah, it's figurative.
That sounds intense.
It does, doesn't it? But so we've just found a spot. Oh, I grabbed the empty bottle.
Oh, rookie.
couple of changs. Oh,
cheers.
We've mostly finished it. So we've got a spot on a little balcony here, looking down over the main street. The people watching though.
Oh, it's so interesting. I love people watching.
It's next level stuff. So we definitely have to go and try and find some food. So we love Pad See Ew. Pad Thai probably has the most. So it's like as far as street food goes, like the largest reputation
like
around the world.
Common, yeah.
It is. But Pad See Ew is our absolute favourite. So we're hoping we can go and find some of that. But for now, I think we're just going to people watch. Slowly see as more of the crowds increase. See how chaotic and hectic it actually gets. Once the buzz starts happening, I think it's probably when we'll bounce.
Yeah. There seems to be a shift.
And that's not just because we've had a beer.
No, there's just so many more people. There's more sounds and smells and people asking us if we want a tattoo.
Yeah, we were just saying, oh, it's so calm and like nice and no one's like hustling and No, I don't need a suit, man. Thank you, though. Nah, I'm good.
Did you say the suit needs you? Oh my god, that's the best sales picture.
Yeah, you can hear all the music in all of the restaurants and the bars, the little places are starting to crank up. There's a lot more horns and stuff you would have heard. All of a sudden now we're getting a lot more hustle. But as you mentioned, the sun is starting to go down, which aligns with that 6 o'clock-ish. And I think that is the turning point where it turns into like a bit of a seedy, nightclubby.
It's just a bit more hectic, isn't it?
Definitely more hectic.
It's not a pad see ew, is it?
No, but it's still nice.
Okay.
It's like a pad thai with flat noodles. Really?
We've come back to that area where we walked through before we got to Koh San Road, just because we're a little bit more chill, so that we can sit down and get some food. Definitely a lot of the prices in these sit-down spots are well inflated of what they should be. We're looking at 120 per meal and 120 for a large beer, sorry. Whereas normally those should be 40 to 60 for a meal, and 80-ish is about the right restaurant price for one of these beers, but it's still so cheap that you really can't complain. And you've got great people watching and a little bit more chill. Once we've eaten this, then we're going to pop back in and just see, once it's a bit darker maybe, how things have gone. If you've ever seen any of our Chiang Mai vlogs, you know how much we love khao soi. It's definitely a northern thing, isn't it?
Yeah. It's something that you should try in Chiang Mai. This is nice, but it's not as nice. But still a treat to have it again, because it's been a while since the last time we had it.
Alright, we've made our way back onto the street now. It is almost 8 o'clock, 9 minutes to 8. How would you review it?
It's busier, definitely busier, but it's not as like hectic or intense or sticky as I thought it would be.
Yeah, so my past memories were very much like what Stacey just said, that very sticky, full on. This is a manageable, fun, but there's still loads going on. I like this, and I feel like if it was like another notch above this, I'd be a bit like, oh, it's just too intense. Too many people, there's too much hustling, and the walking bit's not large enough that it just becomes like this little sideways.
That's never fun, but this is good.
This is actually really good. I'm really glad that we came. I think if I was, let me speak for you maybe a little bit, if I was to review, I would say still come. This place is still, there's so much going on. It's still really enjoyable. Still amazing food, good shopping, heaps of people watching, loads of interesting stuff going on. Very like a huge culture shock at the same time. This is still really dope.
Yeah,
that's our review. Dope.
Anyway, we're walking into 1,000.
Yeah,
right
wrap it
now,
up, wrap it up.
Thank you so much for watching.
Catch you in the comments.
Bye.
Bye. We've come back to the street, like the side street before we got to one